Shalom. How's everyone doing? It's a Tuesday afternoon. For those who don't know me, my name is Mr. Andrew Williams. I'm also known as the Prophet of War. Today, decided to make another video, which is Series 3, talking about the 4 groups of angels. Within this Series 3, I'm going to talk about the cherubims, what Aniyah, my God, have been teaching me about cherubims ever since I was in my mother's womb for the last 63 years. Let's see. So, I don't have much to say about the cherubims, except a little bit that what I read in the Bible or the Holy Scriptures, or my couple of experience with cherubims, because I only had like 2-3 different experience with cherubims. So I don't really have a whole lot to say about them. But I would say this: last night when I was praying and meditating unto Aniyah, my God, I did ask Elohim, the Lord, what can I tell the people about cherubims? For I know very little about them, except what I read in His Holy Scriptures, the King James Version, and a couple of experiences I had with them. Yes, I have seen cherubims. The first time I seen an army of cherubims when I was in my mother's womb. The second time I seen a cherubim, I think I was a teenager or a young adult in my late teens or early 20s, something like that. That's the second time I seen a cherubim. And few other times I have seen cherubims when Elohim, the Lord, had took me up into heaven. And when He took me up to heaven, there were certain parts of the heavens I couldn't go to because they were well guarded by the cherubims. So those are only encounters I remember with cherubims. But I would say this: last night and this morning, when I was praying and meditating unto Aniyah, God gave me wisdom and understanding what to tell you people about cherubims. And here it is, because after I asked God what to say about cherubims, the Lord, the voice of Yah, told me, tell the people, especially my people, that cherubims is my elite bodyguards. They're not like the angels and the spirits of Yah and Siphiums that guard people and give messages. These cherubims are very elite. They are special. These are a special kind of spiritual beings. They're not angels. In my last previous videos, I gave a clear indication what angels actually are. Angels are actually messengers. These cherubims are not messengers. These are elite beings. These elite beings, Yah said that He had created these elite beings to protect His heavens, His throne, and specific places throughout the heavens or universe. Even here on earth, God has specific places that He protect by a cherub. Even with certain individuals, probably with the 144,000, which I one of, we just don't have spirits of Yah, angels of Yah, and Siphiums of Yah protecting us. We actually have cherubims protecting us as the 144,000, either in groups, as an army of a group of armies, as we are the 144,000, or individually or singular, we might have a cherub or cherubims protecting us because we are a sacred individual in the eyes of God. That's the best way I can explain it. So God told me to tell you people that cherubims are the most elite spiritual beings that was created or designed to protect sacred places and sacred individuals from all harm and danger that no other beings could get to unless they have permission from Yah himself to pass through those cherubims. That's the best way I can explain it. When I asked Elohim, the Lord, what to say about cherubims, that's when Yah put me in a deep trance to show me a part. They actually show me heaven, or the gates of heaven, or the walls of heaven. And now I've been to heaven a couple of times. Well, not a couple of times, but several times. The Spirit of the Lord He had took me to heaven several times. How I got there in detail to explain, I can't tell you. The only thing I know that each time that Yah or the Spirit of Yah took me to heaven, I had to have permission to go to heaven. I'm welcome to go to heaven at that specific time. I always noticed that. So last night and this morning, in that deep dream or vision, I saw the heaven. I was at the gate of heaven. I saw the wall of heaven. Well, I was at the gate of heaven. And that's the best way I can explain it. And as I was standing in our universal world, looking at heaven, I saw nothing but spiritual being, a golden spiritual being, like a wall, protecting heaven. Could no sin get to heaven? No sin could not enter heaven. Anything that carnal or flesh and blood or anything that has sin to it, it could not get past those walls of spiritual being, which is cherubim. So no sin could get past those cherubim. To make it more clear what I'm talking about, if you read the study of the scripture talking about the Garden of Eden and how the Garden of Eden was taken out, Eden, or how that story go, God placed a cherubim to keep Adam and Eve and all other creatures out of that garden. And so could nothing sinful could enter to the Garden of Eden. So even till this day, we don't know where the Garden of Eden is. We can make an assumption that the Garden of Eden is probably in heaven itself, a specific place in heaven where no sin is, which is actually called the unfallen world. And so people my age, we use that terminology a lot, the unfallen world, which means this is where heaven is, that where multitude of armies of angels have not failed into sin, have not failed away from the grace of Yah. So stuff like that. And so that's the best way I can explain it. These cherubims or cherub, even one cherub, is very frightening, very terrifying to look upon. Yes, they do have 4 wings. Yes, they do have 4 faces or 4 heads pointing to different directions of the world, like south, east, west, north, and so stuff like that. They do have a body. They do have arms. They do have legs, along with 2 pairs of wings, which is 4. But their structure are fierce. You can't really look upon them. You cannot really look upon them with your naked eyes, because in our carnal beings, nothing but sin. So you cannot really look upon them. That's how fierce these cherubims are, or even one cherub. And the reason is that because these cherub is actually, they sit at the throne of Yah. Some of them sit at the throne of Yah, while others are sit in a specific place, a secret place to protect that area, or make sure that area is safe and secure from sin, iniquity, or anything that represents sin, which go against the commandments of Yah. That's the best way I can explain it. But majority of the time, a cherub, they sit at the throne of Yah. This is why when we read in the scripture that it's a cherubians that covering the throne of Yah. So they have a special connection or a special relationship with Yah himself that the other spiritual beings do not have. This is why we cannot look at a cherubian with our naked eyes straight on, because we will actually see the glory of Yah in this pureness when we come in face to face with a cherubim. So this is why when you read in the scripture that when some of the prophets saw an angel, what we call angel, they will fall backwards and die. And then that angel will have to touch that being to bring him back alive. And that's because that being is a carnal being. He's a fleshly being made of dust, flesh, and blood. And because that prophet or prophetess were born of flesh and blood out of dust, he dropped dead because he actually is in the presence of Yah. And there's a good chance that angel, who we call angel, which actually is a spiritual being, was a cherub. And that's the best way I can explain it. That's the kind of relationship they have with the Almighty, to sit upon the throne of Yah. No other angels or no other spiritual beings have that kind of privilege. So they are elite bodyguard, just like angels are our personal bodyguards. These cherubims are elite bodyguards or elite warriors designed to protect whatever sacred and pure in the presence of the Almighty. That's the best way I could go. And that go along with the 144,000. We as the 144,000, we're not just going to have the Spirit of Yah, the angels of Yah, and the Siphiums of Yah watching over us and guiding us and protecting us and fighting our battles. We're going to also have cherubims watching over us, guiding us and protecting us from demonic forces, Lucifer, Satan, the devil, and his demonic angels and other fallen angels. And so stuff like that. And let's see, before I end this live, because I got less than 6 minutes. Just like Yah have his cherubims, Lucifer, Satan, the devil, have his cherubims, also known as fallen angels. In these last days and end times, we're going to see demonic forces of cherubims that fell from heaven doing some extremely horrible things, not just to our world planet, but also to mankind, going back to SA, man and woman and children, torturing man, woman, and children, raping man, woman, and children, possessing man, women, and children, you name it, making men, women, and children their personal slaves. And stuff. We're going to see all kinds of horrifying things in these last days and end time. And this is going to happen very, very, very soon. Like I said before, I don't know when. That have not been revealed unto me. But only thing I know for sure, Yah said it's going to happen very, very soon in our time, in these last days and end time. And they're going, and these kind of prophetic events going to take place until the first and second coming of the Messiah, who we call Christ. So there's a lot that is getting ready to happen that you people is not aware of. And so I'm going to talk about that more and in the near future in other videos, but I'm trying to keep everything very basic and very simple so you can understand it and follow. And so, because, when I start speaking about other things, they're going to get pretty deep and very serious. And so stuff like that. So that's basically it. Yah just wanted me to warn you people that this is what's going to happen in a very near future. It might happen this year, or it might happen next year, or the year after that. I don't know. But one thing I know, according to Yah, what He's been telling me and teaching me, it's going to happen very, very, very soon. And so, but the message today, cherubims they're not angels. They are spiritual beings, have a specific calling or design for a specific word that Yah only give to them. And that specific word is to protect sacred places or sacred individual from all harm and danger or sin or iniquity. And these cherubims are called elite bodyguards or elite warriors, and so stuff like that. So that's the best way I can explain it. So tomorrow I'm going to speak about the last group of spiritual beings called Siphians. And so stuff like that. I might get a little deep with that, but I'm going to try to keep it basic and simple as possible, because the Siphians, or Soaf, or how you pronounce their name, those are my favorite angels or my favorite spiritual beings. I have an extremely close relationship with these specific angels. So I'll probably go into more details with them, depending what Elohim, the Lord, reveal unto me tonight or this morning or tomorrow morning. That if you want me to give a specific message to you people concerning the Soaf or Siphians. But so basically that's it. You all have I appreciate y'all stopping by to watch and to listen. You all have a good and blessed day. Shalom.